Who will truly stand by your side after the age of 60? This is not a casual question. It is a lingering pain, a silent alarm, and sometimes a heartbreaking realization that dawns too late for millions of people around the world. I am Dr. Hoshino Daisuke, 67 years old, formerly the head of the geriatrics department at Tokyo University Hospital. For more than 40 years, I've dedicated my life to caring for the elderly. But what troubles me the most is not blood pressure or liver enzyme levels, it's something much more human. The quiet, distant gaze of an elderly woman when I ask, if something were to happen to you tonight, who would you call first? After the age of 60, life opens a new chapter, one in which everything we thought was secure can suddenly collapse. The past, a sweet illusion. When we're young, we often assume that family will always be our support. We raise our children, sacrifice our youth, pour all our money and energy into them, with one unspoken belief. One day, when I grow old, my children will take care of me. It's a beautiful belief. But tragically, it's also the root of profound disappointment, loneliness, and silent suffering for many older adults. I still remember one of my patients, Ms. Yamada, 74 years old. A former teacher, she had two successful sons living in Tokyo and Osaka. When her husband passed away, she remained calm, believing, they'll take turns visiting, I won't be alone. But weeks passed, and then months. She started waiting by the window. She began buying herself birthday presents. And on New Year's Eve, she quietly drank sake alone with a bowl of cold instant noodles. Not because her sons didn't love her, but because modern life leaves little room for sustained intimacy. We love through screens, express affection with emojis, and make promises with unsent messages. The present a harsh awakening. After 60, the body begins to change. The eyes blur, hearing fades. Joints ache in the morning cold, but worst of all, the heart begins to feel empty. In Japan, where I live, nearly 36% of people over 65 live alone. Ministry of Health, 2022. Among them, over 50% say they have no one to talk to daily. That's not just a statistic, it's an alarm bell that I believe the whole world should be hearing. The core issue, we give others power over our life. We live dependent on our children's emotional attention. We grow old but let others dictate the meaning of our existence. If my daughter doesn't call today, I feel abandoned. If my son doesn't visit, I lose my appetite. If they speak harshly, I feel my life was a waste. But ask yourself, who is really living your life? You or the moods of others? What does science say? In 2019, Harvard published the world's longest-running study on human well-being. The Harvard Adult Development Study, 75 years in the making. Findings include, seniors with strong social ties live 10 years longer on average. But more importantly, longevity is not about how many people you have around you, but rather your sense of self-reliance and emotional autonomy. In short, no one can truly rescue you from loneliness except yourself. A new reality. Family is important, but I tease Nadia no UGH. I'm not saying family isn't valuable. I'm a father, a grandfather. I deeply understand the love between generations. But I've also seen sons losing their jobs, unable to care for aging parents. Grandchildren getting married, too busy to visit. Daughters working night shifts in hospitals, weeping because they couldn't be there for their fathers. Love doesn't always come with the ability to provide care. It's time to rebuild your support system if you're 60, 65, or even 75 and beyond. Don't ask, do my children still care about me? Ask, have I prepared myself to live strong even if no one is around? Because the answer to that question holds the key to living the rest of your life with dignity. The 6 essential pillars, stronger than family. In today's video, I, Dr. Hoshino Daisuke, will walk you through the 6 pillars of support that you can build, sustain, and control for yourself. Whether you live alone or with a bustling multi-generational family, these pillars will empower you to stand tall no matter what life brings. They are the 6 qualities I've seen in every patient who lived long, joyfully, and independently well into their 90s and even 100s. 1. Financial stability. 2. Proactive physical health. 3. Social networks beyond family. 4. A sense of purpose. 5. Emotional resilience. 6. Adaptability to change. Why these 6 pillars surpass family? Because they don't depend on anyone else. Because they don't fluctuate with someone's work schedule or personal struggles. And because they are yours to build starting today, without needing permission or approval from anyone else. A personal invitation if you've ever felt invisible. If you've ever lain in bed at night wondering why you're still here. If you've ever cried in silence because your children forgot to check in on you. Let me tell you this, you are not alone. And you can begin again today. Please stay with me through the end of this video. Because these 6 pillars might just transform how you live the rest of your life. You will no longer feel helpless, dependent, or abandoned. You will realize you are valuable and you deserve to live strong, joyful, and free. If you've made it this far, please comment "I'm still standing" below to let me know you're here, that you haven't given up. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next life-changing message. Pillar 1. Financial stability. The silent yet strongest support. Having children who love you is a blessing. But no one can pay your electricity bill or buy your medicine except you. Dr. Hoshino Daisuke. When love doesn't equal capability. I've seen many elderly individuals who gave everything for their children believe with all their heart. When I'm old, their love will take care of me. But reality can be sobering. Love doesn't cover medical bills. Love doesn't heat your home in winter. Love is not a financial plan. Take Mr. Suzuki, age 72. He worked labor jobs his entire life, lived frugally, and put his children through university. He never saved for himself because he believed, "They'll take care of me when the time comes." Then a mild stroke hit. He needed funds for treatment. For the first time, he saw his son hesitate, whispering, "Dad, I need a little time. I'm still paying off the mortgage." When expectations become burdens, do you live with the mindset, "I took care of them all my life, now it's their turn to take care of me"? If you do, I understand. I don't judge. But I want you to be clear-eyed and protected. Because today's life pressures are brutal. Wages don't match living costs. And the unspoken emotional weight from aging parents can become a silent source of guilt, anxiety, and stress for their children. Many elders say, "I just want them to call every day." But the truth is, if you are fully dependent on your children, you don't just need their calls. You need their time, money, care, attention. What the research says, according to OECD 2021, over 42% of seniors in Asia lack sufficient pension, and 1 in 3 rely on their children. In Japan, 65% of those over 70 say their greatest fear is not illness, but becoming a financial burden. A Harvard Medical School study found seniors with independent finances are 40% less likely to suffer depression and 60% more capable of managing their own health decisions. How to build financial stability after 60. 1. Take an honest inventory. How much savings do you have? Do you have a 6-month emergency fund? Are you spending on needs or emotional wants? 2. Cut costs without cutting quality of life. Cook at home. Avoid impulse buys, invest in health instead. Don't pretend you're rich to impress others. 3. Create small, steady income streams. Sell unused items. Tutor online if you have skills. Make crafts, grow herbs, or take online surveys. Learn digital tools to access benefits or avoid scams. Finance is not about wealth, it's about not begging. A grandmother once told me, "I'd rather have 100 yen of my own than 10,000 yen that I need to ask for." True freedom is being able to buy your vitamins, a book, or warm clothes without needing anyone's approval. Let's hear from you. If you've ever felt worried about money after retirement, comment, "I choose independence." If you've surprised your children by having a secret savings fund, share your story below. You may inspire someone else to start saving today. And if you believe this pillar matters, Share this video with one older friend who needs to hear it. Final thoughts. Financial stability is not a luxury, it's a foundation. It gives you the power to live with dignity, choice, and peace, not to wait helplessly, not to fear every hospital bill, and most of all, it's the one pillar that will always stand by you even if no one else does. Still reading? Type "I choose independence" in the comments if this spoke to you. And make sure to follow for the next pillar. It could change everything. Pillar 2. Physical health. You are responsible for your own body. You may love your children with all your heart, but you cannot love them by neglecting the only body you have. Dr. Hoshino Daisuke, the uncomfortable truth. No one can exercise for you. For decades as a physician, what breaks my heart most isn't the diseases, it's the way so many elderly people silently surrender to their declining bodies. I'm old. What's the point? It's normal to hurt at my age. Let the kids worry about my health. But here's the truth. No one can walk for you. No one can eat healthy for you. No one can slow down your aging except you. Mr. Kato's story, a gentle wake-up call. Mr. Kato, 68, was once a recreational baseball player. After retirement, he embraced a laid-back life, sleeping late, eating whatever he wanted, and avoiding physical effort. He thought, "I'll get back in shape later," but 2 years in, he experienced joint pain, weight gain, poor sleep, and rising blood pressure. A simple walk to the Park of Joy in his 50s became exhausting. Though his children cared, they couldn't be there daily to help him up when he fell. He told me, "I didn't realize how much my health meant until I lost it." Losing health means losing freedom. You may have wealth, a home, and loving family, but if you can't dress yourself, walk unaided, or go to the toilet independently, you are dependent, and that dependence erodes dignity. According to WHO 2020, seniors who lose mobility are 2.4x more likely to suffer from depression, often placed in full-time care within 18 to 36 months, at higher risk of social isolation and premature death. Why do so many neglect their health? They think it's too late to change. They fear the effort will be painful. They believe getting sick is just part of getting old. But modern medicine says otherwise. Just 30 minutes of gentle activity daily can reduce bone fracture risk by 35%, stroke risk by 30%, and increase life expectancy by 6 to 8 years. How to take control of your health. 1. Start walking. The best exercise for seniors, no gym required. 15 minutes in the morning, 15 in the evening. Boosts blood flow, improves mood, and supports memory. Point 2. Eat to heal, not just to please. Eat smaller meals packed with nutrients, leafy greens, lean protein, fish, nuts. Avoid sugar, processed foods, and animal fat. Stay hydrated. Drink 6 to 8 cups of water daily. 3. Prioritize sleep. Sleep early, rise early. Avoid screens 1 hour before bed. Try meditation music or breathing exercises. 4. Don't self-diagnose or self-treat. Get regular checkups. Ask your doctor about anything unusual. Avoid unverified remedies and internet cures. Interact with US. If you've ever procrastinated on exercise, type, "I'll start today." If you've reversed illness through lifestyle changes, share your story. Your words may save someone's life. If your parents are over 60, send them this video. Sometimes, a small nudge opens a whole new path. Final thoughts. Health is the only pillar that, if lost, weakens every other one. You don't need to train like an athlete. You don't need a perfect diet. You just need to start and keep going a little more every day. Because you deserve to live strong, independent, and proud. Until your very last breath. Still here? Comment "I'll start today" if you believe your health is worth fighting for. And don't miss the next pillar. It could be the one that changes your future. Pillar 3. Social circle beyond family. You don't need many, but you shouldn't be alone. After 60, loneliness won't kill you in a day, but it quietly drains your spirit, one morning at a time. Dr. Hoshino Daisuke. Family is where life begins, not where it ends. Many seniors have told me, "I have my children, that's enough. I don't need friends anymore." Why bother making new friends at this age? It sounds reasonable, but here's what you need to know. Family loves you, but they can't be with you all the time. You may live under the same roof but still feel invisible. You may get a weekly call but still crave real connection. Ms. Satsuki's story, a house full of people, yet alone. Ms. Satsuki, age 74, was a gentle kindergarten teacher. After her husband passed away, she moved in with her son and grandson. She told me, "There are always people at home, but no one I can really talk to." Her son was always busy. Her grandson was always studying. She made tea for one. She browsed old photos at night. She had a family, but she didn't have a friend. And no medicine can cure that, except the warm presence of another person who truly listens. What science tells us about loneliness? A 2015 study from Brigham Young University found loneliness increases the risk of early death by 26%. WHO 2023 states, seniors without social interaction are to point to times more likely to develop depression. A Japanese study found seniors who joined community activities at least once a week had 33% lower hospitalization rates. Friendship is not about quantity but about not feeling invisible. One of my favorite quotes, "You don't need 100 acquaintances, just one person who notices when you're silent too long." Social circles don't mean social media. They mean the neighbor you greet when watering plants, the walking buddy you see every morning, the old classmate you message just to say, "How have you been?" How to rebuild your social circle after 60. 1. Reconnect with old friends. Reach out to schoolmates, co-workers, past neighbors. Send a letter, a message, or just make a call. Point 2. Join interest-based groups. Walking clubs, gardening groups, book circles. Senior centers in your local area. Online classes for older adults. 3. Bridge the generation gap. Teach kids in your community to draw, cook, or share stories. Volunteer at libraries, temples, churches, or schools. You're never too old to find a new friend. Science proves it. Regular interaction and shared laughter help seniors lower anxiety, boost memory, sleep better, and live longer. An 87-year-old man once told me, "I don't need anyone to support me financially. I just need someone to say, 'Hey, want to have tea today?'" Join the conversation. If you've ever felt lonely even with family around, comment, "I need a friend." If someone just came to your mind, call them. Then come back and type, "I called and it lifted my heart." If you know a friendly community group online or offline, share it in the comments so others can join. Final thoughts. After 60, you don't need many friends. You need a few good ones, people who remember your name when you've gone quiet. Reach out, open your heart, walk together even for a short while. Because with someone by your side, every day becomes a little more meaningful. Still here, type "I need a friend" below if this resonates with you. And stay tuned, Pillar 4 might just help you rediscover your true purpose. Pillar 4, purpose, the real reason your heart keeps beating. Older adults don't die from disease. They die when they no longer have something to look forward to tomorrow. Dr. Hoshino Daisuke, when tomorrow doesn't matter anymore. Have you ever felt this? Waking up with no reason to get out of bed, eating meals without joy because no one's waiting, not caring how you look because who's going to notice? I've met so many people like this. They breathe, but their eyes have lost their light. They're alive, but not really living. They're just waiting for the end. Mr. Haruki's story, counting days in silence. Mr. Haruki, 70, used to be a civil engineer. When he retired, he moved to a small apartment by himself. No colleagues, no projects, no alarm clocks. He tried calling friends, but eventually, everyone got too busy. His days became routine: TV, cup noodles, early bedtime. I used to count the days until retirement. But now I count the days, hoping the loneliness will end. Then, one day, he signed up for a pottery class. At first, he went out of boredom. Then he started shaping cups, cat figurines, and tiny teapots. Weeks later, he told me, "I no longer fear tomorrow. I haven't finished the teapot I'm making for my granddaughter. What does science say about purpose? A study from Tokyo University 43,000 seniors found those with clear purpose in life had a 34% lower risk of early death. University of Michigan 2020 found purpose improves memory, lowers inflammation, and stabilizes blood pressure in adults 60 plus. Who states older adults with a sense of purpose recover faster from illness and maintain better overall health. Purpose doesn't mean saving the world. You don't need to write a book or change the world. You just need one reason to want to get out of bed tomorrow. It can be a flower that needs watering, a book you're halfway through, a cake you promised your grandchild, a neighbor who waits for your morning hello. How to reignite purpose after 60. 1. Ask yourself, what have I always loved? Cooking, sewing, writing, taking photos, raising birds. 2. Try what you never had the courage to try before. Learn music, painting, or computers. It's never too late. 3. Set tiny goals every day. Walk to 100 more steps today. Write that letter to an old friend this week. Try 5 new recipes this month. Join the conversation. If you're feeling aimless, leave a comment saying, "Tomorrow, I will," and complete the sentence. If you've overcome a hollow phase in life through a new hobby, share your story. It might save someone who's quietly struggling. Share this video with someone you care about. Sometimes a simple phrase can give someone a reason to keep going. Final thoughts. After 60, you don't need to be extraordinary. You just need to feel that your existence still matters. Plant a small seed of meaning in your soul. Keep it alive with small, gentle acts of purpose. Because as long as there's purpose, there is light. And that light, even if faint, can illuminate the rest of your life. Still with us, type "Tomorrow, I will" in the comments to declare your purpose. Stay tuned. Pillar 5 is the strength you'll need when everything else fails. Pillar 5, emotional resilience when nitrogen monoxide one else is there. This is what keeps you going. After 60, life doesn't stop testing you, it just changes how it tests. Emotional strength is the only shield you truly own. Dr. Hoshino Daisuke. When feelings are all you have left, you may have a house, medicine, even family around. But if you don't have the inner strength to handle loss, grief, loneliness, none of it will matter. I've seen countless older adults not dying of heart disease or cancer but crumbling after losing a spouse, a lifelong friend, or simply being left behind. And no one can rescue you from that unless you build resilience within yourself. Mrs. Fumiko, rising from the deepest loss. Mrs. Fumiko, 75, came to see me after losing her husband of 46 years. She couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, couldn't see the point of going on. She told me, "It feels like I lost half of my soul." At first, she leaned on her children. But as weeks passed, they returned to work, school, life. She was left alone with memories, so she started writing a journal, just a few lines every day, about her pain, her memories, her sadness. After 3 months, she came back to my office and said, "I'm still sad, but I don't want to die anymore. I can live with grief without letting it swallow me whole." What science says about emotional strength. Harvard Health shows that seniors with strong emotional coping skills have 48% lower risk of depression, recover from trauma twice as fast. Who states, emotionally resilient older adults live 7 years longer on average. A 2021 Australian study found that journaling, meditation, and group emotional support reduce anxiety, improve memory, and enhance sleep quality. How to build emotional resilience. 1. Acknowledge your feelings honestly. Feeling sad, say, "I'm sad," angry. Ask yourself, "Why am I hurt?" Don't fake strength. Be truthful with yourself first. 2. Find healthy emotional outlets. Morning journaling, listening to calm music, talking to a trusted friend, or simply walking to clear your mind. 3. Join a support group, meet a counselor. Attend group grief therapy, read books about emotional healing. Strength is not never crying, it's being able to cry and still stand up again. Emotional resilience is not pretending everything's fine. It's the ability to sit with your pain and still choose to live meaningfully. If you've experienced deep loss after 60, leave a comment. I'm still learning to stand up. If you journal, meditate, or have your own way of finding calm, share it. You might offer a lifeline to someone struggling in silence. If you know someone who's emotionally struggling, send them this video. Don't let them weather the storm alone. Final thoughts: you don't have to be tough. You just need to listen to your heart and hold space for your pain without letting it define you. Every time you fall but rise again, you lay another brick in the strongest pillar of all, yourself. Still here? Comment "I'm still learning to stand up" to remind yourself and others that strength isn't perfection. It's perseverance. Pillar 6. Adaptability. Life after 60 needs a new version of you. Aging doesn't weaken you. It's resisting change that makes you feel lost. Dr. Hoshino Daisuke. When the world changes, but you stay still. The world has shifted. Kids no longer call, they text stickers online. Appointments are booked online. Old friends move away or slowly disappear. And some elders choose to stay still. I don't know how to use a smartphone. I'm not good at meeting new people. I prefer things the old way, but here's the truth. If you don't learn to change, you'll be left behind. Not because people abandon you, but because life moves forward whether you do or not. Mr. Tetsuya, 78 years old, learning video calls for his grandchild. He used to hate technology. Every time he held a phone, he fumbled and gave up. But when his daughter moved abroad and had a child, he realized, if I don't learn video calling, I won't get to see my granddaughter grow up. So he started learning how to turn on the phone, install an app, tap a button. At first, his hands trembled. But then, he saw her face on the screen, and he cried. I realized no one is too old to learn something new if your heart still wants to connect. What science says about adaptability. Stanford University 2020. Seniors who embrace change and learn new things are 61% more likely to report joy and good health. WHO confirms adaptability reduces stress, protects against cognitive decline, and builds resilience. A Japan-based study of 2,000 seniors found those who learn new hobbies or skills had 42% lower risk of depression. Life after 60 will keep changing. Friends will fade. Your body won't feel the same. The habits that once served you might not anymore. You have two choices. Cling to the past or open your heart to the present and discover new futures. How to become more adaptable. 1. Accept, not resist. Instead of saying I miss the old days, ask, what can I try today? Don't dwell on what's lost. Focus on what's waiting. 2. Start with small changes. Change your breakfast. Sit in a different chair. Smile at a stranger in the park. Point 3. Learn something new, even just for fun. Use a smartphone. Try a hobby you never had time for. Teach the young what you once mastered. If you've ever avoided change out of fear, comment, I'm ready to try again. If you've learned something new after 60, share it. You may be the reason someone else finally takes a step forward. Share this with a loved one who's stuck in a comfort zone. They might just need a nudge. Final thoughts. Life never stops moving, and aging isn't the end. It's a new chapter that demands a flexible, open-minded version of you. Don't lock yourself in old memories. Make friends with today. Because adaptability is what helps you not just survive but thrive. Still watching? Type I'm ready to try again if this pillar speaks to you. You've just completed all 6 pillars, your foundation for a strong, independent life after 60. Conclusion: a stronger, more dignified life after 60 begins with you. No one can live your life for you, but you can start living again, beginning today. Dr. Hoshino Daisuke. If you've made it this far, if you've followed me through all 6 pillars, listening, reflecting, feeling, then I know this: you're not just aging, you're awakening. You are no longer someone waiting for your children to call. You're no longer someone whose future depends on others. You've become someone who is laying a new foundation, brick by brick, for a life of peace, independence, and self-worth. The 6 pillars, your blueprint for a new chapter. 1. Financial stability, so you can live without relying on anyone else. 2. Proactive physical health, so you can care for yourself on your own terms. 3. A social circle beyond family, so you'll never go too long without being heard. 4. Daily purpose, so your mornings begin not with a clock, but with meaning. 5. Emotional resilience, so you can survive life's storms and rise stronger. 6. Adaptability, so you keep moving forward even as everything changes around you. Family may change, but you will always be there for you. Life doesn't promise that anyone will stay by your side forever. But if you build these 6 pillars from within, then no matter who comes or goes, you will always have a place to stand. Family is a gift, but the foundation you build for yourself is your true strength. Life doesn't end after 60, it simply begins differently. Many people think life after 60 is just waiting, but that's not true. Growing older isn't the sunset of your life, it's a new kind of morning. Slower, deeper, more honest, and brighter if your eyes are open. You may not be young, but you still have so much to offer. You may not be as strong, but you still carry incredible worth. Share so others can rise too. Send this video to someone you love. Someone who's lost their way after a lifetime of giving. Someone who deserves peace, dignity, and purpose. Leave a comment below. I'm ready to rebuild the rest of my life. Let this be your promise to yourself. Tell us which pillar touched you most. Your insight might light the way for someone else. A farewell from Dr. Hoshino Daisuke. I know you've endured. I know there have been nights where you couldn't sleep, not because of back pain, but because your heart was heavy. I know you've wondered if anyone still sees you. But today, if you're still here, still reading, still listening, still breathing, then you haven't given up, and neither will I. Thank you for walking this journey with me. Keep living, not by habit, but by choice, not out of fear, but with quiet strength. From my heart to yours, I am Dr. Hoshino Daisuke. Not just a doctor of the body, but a companion for your soul. A voice to remind you that you are not alone. Not now, not ever again. This is not goodbye. This is simply until we meet again. If you found comfort in this series, please subscribe and turn on notifications. You deserve daily care, not just for your body, but for your heart, your hopes, and your future.